When you think of Los Angeles, a lot of different things probably come to mind, but not often active paleontological research sites. Which is why, today, we're going to explore one of the most unique sites, in my opinion, in LA, the Brea Tar Pits. Like I said earlier, we're here in Hancock Park today exploring the Brea Tar Pits. The park and tar pits are in the Miracle Mile section of the Wilshire neighborhood in Los Angeles. And I've never been here before, but I've definitely heard of the Brea Tar Pits. The one thing I didn't realize is that they are right in the middle of the city. I guess when I heard about them, I always assumed they were sort of outside somewhere, but that is definitely not the case. And since we're in the area, after we're done exploring the tar pits and museum, we're gonna head over to the original farmers market for lunch. The original farmers market is an area with a bunch of different restaurants, vendors, and food stalls, so I'll tell you more about that later. Now, more about the tar pits. Hancock Park contains a group of natural asphalt deposits that have been bubbling up to the surface of the earth for tens of thousands of years. What makes this even more interesting is that the tar pits have been trapping animals throughout their existence and preserving their bones. And it's really cool because scientists are still actively working to this day to dig up fossils from these tar pits and study them. Just a few more quick notes before we start exploring. It costs $15 per day to park here. I'm not sure about street parking in the area, and it's also $15 per adult to go into the museum. I think there is a discount for seniors and children, but the areas outside, like the tar pits themselves, are free to explore for everybody. As I mentioned, it is free to come in this park and look at the tar pits outside, and they actually give you quite a bit of good information on these signs around them. At the main entrance, they have these Columbian mammoth statues showing what it must have been like when animals got stuck. And it's kind of sad because the baby is really sad about its parents stuck in the tar. But anyways, it's also kind of funny that throughout the park, they have these cones marking where the tar is coming up in random little places so you don't accidentally step in it. Yeah, every little black caged in area and yellow cone, which are slowly becoming not yellow anymore with tar, but you can see a few in the background too, they're all baby tar pits just coming up into the grass. This is cool. So we're here in pit 91, which they're not actively digging right now, but you can see how they dig into the tar pits to find fossils. Where can I get a job like this? You can see the bones in the pit down there. I love that this is still active research. All of these crates, I guess, are full of recent fossils that they're finding in the pit. So cool. After walking around Hancock Park and looking at all the tar pits and excavations, it was time to check out the museum. The museum features all kinds of fossils that have been found in the Brea Tar Pits. Yes, what you see on display are the real fossils that have been found here. You can see replicas and learn more about ice-aged mammoths, saber-toothed cats, and my favorite, ground sloths. They even have a wall of direwolf skulls. Another can't-miss exhibit is the fossil lab, where scientists are actively working on sorting and cleaning fossils. There's also a pretty cool hands-on exhibit where you can feel what it would be like to pull yourself out of the asphalt. The museum also has an atrium full of lush green plants that you can enjoy. If you want to learn even more about the Ice Age, there's a 3D theater that you can check out for an extra fee. More information about costs and hours can be found on the museum website, which is linked in the description of this video. We just went through the Brea Tar Pits Museum, and now we're up on the second floor on this really cool overlook over the garden atrium in the middle of the museum. We're just taking a break in the shade here really quick, and then we're gonna head over to the original farmers market for lunch. Now, if you're up for it, it's only about a 20-minute walk from here to there, and on a normal day, I would definitely do that to save on parking, since the parking at the Brea Tar Pits Museum is all day, but it's too hot out for me today, so I'm gonna cheat. We're gonna drive I'll see you there. We made it to the original farmers market. The entrance is right behind me. This is actually a historic landmark in Los Angeles. It started in about 1934, where about a dozen farmers started selling produce out of the back of their trucks. Later that year, it started growing into more permanent stalls, and it has since grown into what it is today. It is also right next to the super fancy and well-known Grove shopping mall, which is very busy, and so is the farmers market, but I guess what do you expect for a weekend? We're gonna head in because I'm getting really hungry, and I'll show you what's in there. First thing I decided to try was a carne asada empanada from Nana's Empanadas. I think it's got carne asada, guacamole, maybe some other stuff in there. Nice and hot, and I'm excited. The empanada from Nana's was $5.25 and was pretty tasty. There are a ton of different flavors on their menu, and I would have liked to try others, but a lot were sold out by the time I got there. If you want your pick, you'll need to have better timing than I did. They have both savory and sweet options, as well as vegetarian and vegan choices. My second stop at the original farmers market was Trejo's Tacos, owned by none other than Danny Trejo. I had one mushroom asada taco, which had mushrooms in a citrus soy marinade, salsa verde slaw, and pepita pesto. The other taco I tried was the chicken tinga with pico de gallo, tortilla strips, and cotija cheese. They were both good, but not really anything special for the price of $5 plus each in my opinion. And for the last treat of the day, I got some handmade ice cream from Bennett's Homemade Ice Cream. I got salted caramel here and pumpkin here because 'tis the season. The flavors I got were delicious and creamy. I really liked the texture. I don't remember exactly, but I think the price was between $7 to $10, which felt a bit high. This is kind of how I felt about everything I tried today. That's not to say I went in expecting anything less. The original farmers market is attached to a very upscale shopping mall and is a very popular tourist attraction. It was fun to see it and walk around, but I can think of quite a few other places I'd like to try before ever considering coming back here. Thank you so much for coming along with me to the Brea Tar Pits and the original farmers market today. If you're interested in more content about Southern California, I plan on coming out with a lot more in the near future, so go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye! When you think of Los Angeles, a lot of things probably come to mind, but not often and what makes this even more interesting is that many animals over their existence have gotten trapped in the tar pits and they have been preserved somehow. Animals have gotten trapped in the asphalt pits throughout their existence. And what makes this even more interesting is that animals have been getting trapped in these pits and preserved for a long time.